What is up, Bill here, and thank you for stopping by for this tutorial. During this tutorial, I am going to show you how to create a multi-camera video, drum cover in this case, because drum covers is what I do. I've had a lot of people ask me, especially messaging me on Facebook, on how to do this. How do I use multiple cameras? How do I get them all together? Well, this tutorial is going to show you exactly that. Now, keep in mind, not everybody does this the same way. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. Whatever works for you works. A lot of people use digital audio workstations and they do their audio separately in a separate file. They run it through their digital audio workstation or DAW, and they can control all aspects of the audio. I don't do it that way. If you watch my videos, you've probably noticed I have a 16-channel Mackie soundboard. I'll put a picture up so you can see it. I run all my audio through the soundboard and I record live audio. I put headset on, I listen to it as I play, I make adjustments for every cover to get the sound that I want. Then when I have it where I think it sounds great, I run with it, I shoot the cover, and I record directly from the soundboard right to the microphone input of my main camera. That's how I've always done it. It works for me. It's simple, and it might not work for you. And even if you don't do it that way, you can still use Filmora, which is what I use to edit all my covers. Filmora is a great software by Wondershare. I'm going to put a link up to it in the description below if you want to check it out. It's great, it's easy, it's quick, it's just, for me, it's a breeze to use, and I like it. But whether or not you record directly to a camera or you record through a digital audio workstation, it's still the same thing. You can import the audio separately and sync it to the video. But anyhow, with that said, let's get to the software, and I'll show you exactly how I put a cover together from beginning to end using 3 cameras in Filmora Wondershare. Here we go. Okay, first thing we need to do is we need to launch Filmora, and this is what we get. This comes up as the main screen. There's a light skin and a dark skin. Here's the light skin. I just prefer the dark skin. It's easier on my eyes. That's what I've always used. When you go to the media screen, my album, you'll see I've got videos in here that I've been using, recent covers that I've made. What we'll do first is let's load a video from a drum cover. And we'll go with ZZ Top, Sharp Dressed Man. That's a cover I recently did and released. Here you can see main cam, cam 2, and cam 3. I do use 3 cameras on this particular videos. I will show you how to put this cover together using these cameras. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to import main cam, and there it is. Now we need to drag it down to the timeline. This is called the timeline. This is where you actually do the work at. I usually click this button to stretch it out so I can see the whole timeline. And as you can see, my audio is already there because, like I said, I run live sound right from my mixer right to the camera. So you can separate this if you want. If you right click on it, you can actually detach the audio. Now you've got a separate audio file, but I don't typically do that because I rarely make any changes in post-production to the audio. Now if you do something and you make a mistake, or you say, oh, I didn't mean to do that, just go up to Edit, Undo, and it takes you right back to where you were, so no harm done. Now as you can see, there's some dead spot before the sound starts, so the first thing I want to do is get rid of all that. Here we go. Alright. Now, typically, when a song starts, I'll do a stick twirl. And the reason I do that is if I'm using multiple cameras, I'll use that as a cueing point to cue up the videos together, which I'll show you here in a little bit. But right now, we're going to start the video here. So I'm going to hit the scissor tool. I'm going to cut this piece out I don't want. And if you double click on the video, you've got some video and audio controls here. You can, right now it's on audio. I'm going to fade it in and go back out and add my intro. If you don't use an intro, that's fine. If you do have an intro and you want to add it to the video, now is the time. Just drag it down, drop it in front of the video. It automatically moves the video back. Now I've got my intro. And to smooth the transition from one video to the other, I'm going to add a dissolve transition right here. Just drop it right between the two. I added the fade in, so it's going to come in softly. Let's see what we got. That's perfect. Now the sound here, you're hearing the sound through the room speakers. It's not plugged into the camera or anything, so that's why the sound, if it doesn't sound true, that's why, because the microphone's picking up the room speakers. This is a tutorial on how to put the video together, so I'm not too concerned about the sound. Now that we've got the beginning of it, let's go fix the end of it. I'm going to fade it out right about there. So again, make sure that you highlight the clip that you're working on. And I'm going to hit the scissors. I'm going to cut that end piece off. I don't want that. Now I'm going to double click on the video and I'm going to fade out. Now, while I'm here, one thing about Filmora is that you do have an equalizer. You can choose defaults like classic, dance, rock and roll, which sometimes I actually use that one. Or you can customize it. Click on the customize button. Now you can customize the sound any way you want it. So there are some post-editing options or post-production options here to change the sound if you like, but we're not going to do that in this case. All right, I've got it faded out. I've got it faded in. Let's close it out. And we're going to fade to a black screen. So Filmora includes a lot of colors here. I usually use the blue or the black. In this case, we're going to fade to black. So we're going to add a black screen at the end. And of course, we're going to transition it so it's smooth. And now it should fade out nicely into a black screen. Let's see. And there we go. We got a nice fade out to a black screen. So, some people like to use titles. I'm one of those people. I always put a title in my videos. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. I'll go back to media, my album, just keep it on the main screen. Then we're going to go over to text and credit. Now, Filmora gives you a lot of titles that you can use. And if you're a regular viewer of my covers, you'll notice this right here is the one I use constantly for pretty much every video. Drag it into the timeline wherever you want. You'll see there's a T down here, this particular line. That is for text. You can add music tracks or other soundtracks down here if you want to, anywhere in the timeline. But for right now, double click on the title and now you can change it. So we're going to change this to Short Dressed Man and by ZZ Top. So ZZ Top. Okay. Now once you've got these in here, if you double click on it, you can change the length, anything that you want. You can customize it. You can change the color of the text. You can do all that up here if you want. I never do. I just leave it white. All right, let's add the end title real quick. If you watch my covers, you'll recognize this end title. I use it in all of my covers. And quickly, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe. Okay. Okay, and that's it. You can stretch it out. I typically bring them out to the same length, and basically that's it. So right now, If I wanted to do this a quick cover, single cam, I'd simply hit the export button, name it whatever I want to name it, and put, whatever directory I want to save it to. You can go in here and change your settings. I've got best HD optimized 1920 by 1080, full 1080 DP. You can go in here and customize to get whatever quality you're looking for. I'm going to leave that alone and basically hit the export button, and in about 2 minutes I've got a cover ready to upload to YouTube. But we're going to put multiple cameras in here, so but that's how easy it is to put a cover, a single cam cover together with this software. Okay, let's go add camera 2. Since this is all about multiple cameras. So we go back to media and we're going to import media, import camera 2. Alright, here we go. Here comes camera 2. This is the front view camera. I used Canon DSLR DLSR, or is it DLSR? I don't know. Digital single lens reflex cameras. Anyhow, drag this down here. Now you'll note that this one doesn't have any audio on it. But if you listen to it, there is actually the room mic. I mean, it has its own internal mic. So you can right click on it, mute it. Okay. So now there's no sound there. So now we have to sync them. So I have to go look and see where the video starts. Hang on. Okay. So there we see I'm starting that song starts out with a hit on that crash cymbal. So I know I'm near the beginning. So what I'm going to do now is just go ahead and click on it to make sure that's the video I'm working with in the timeline. Hit the scissors and cut that whole piece out I don't need. Now we're going to drag it back here. And if you can see, see it yellow outline, this can be resized. So right now, we're going to resize it so we can actually see both videos, so we can sync them. And let's take a look and see how close we are. A little bit off. So what I'm going to do now is extend the timeline, expand it as much as I can. Now what this allows you to do is move this very lightly, a little bit at a time. We're getting real close. So I do believe that's it right there. Alright, now that they're synced together, I'm going to click this button again and fill in the timeline. I'm going to let it get past the title screen, and there's a symbol mute. I think that's the first point that I want to add the second camera to, so let's let it run up to that symbol mute. Alright, here comes that symbol mute. So I'm going to cut this out. We don't need any of this. And let's roll through the symbol mute. Alright, through that fill, let's go back to the main camera. Alright, so this part right here is what I want to keep and use in the timeline. So highlight that video, cut it, Now I'm going to use some more of this video, so I'm not going to get rid of it. I'm going to drag it down out of the way for the moment and create a new line. Alright, now, so we got cam 1. I want to go over to the cam 2 for the symbol mute. Now, you want to transition this so it looks smooth. So again, if you double click on it, Filmora offers you a lot of transitions here, ready to go transitions. And I typically use up, down, right to left, left to right, zoom in, zoom out. Let's zoom in on that symbol mute. Just double click it and it's done. Okay, let's roll it back a little bit and see how it looks. Okay, and that's it. Let's add a couple more. Alright, we're coming up to another symbol mute. Let's throw that in there. Alright, we're just going to leave this where it's at right now, and we'll pull the sections we use up into this second slot here. Alright, highlighted, click the scissors. Let's get rid of this, cut, and run with it. Man, I'll tell you, that was a fun song. Alright, make this your live video, the one that you're working on. Hit the scissors and we'll just drag this straight up. See how that second line appears there? That shows you that you're keeping it in line so you don't come out of sync. Let it go. And we zoomed in on the last one, so let's zoom out on this one. Alright, let's check it out, see what it looks like. Okay, that's pretty smooth. All right, so there. I mean, you know, we could go through do the whole rest of the song, but you get how to do it now. So I'm not gonna, you know, for the sake of time, trying to keep the video down, you know, something reasonable. I'm just gonna stop here with cam 2, and we're gonna move on to cam 3. But you see how it's done. You can go down the rest of the video. You see something you like here on this small screen, and you say, "Wow, that looks really good." Well, then that's where you want to cut like I did here and pull them up into the timeline and add a transition to them. Make for a really cool video. Okay, so let's get rid of cam 2 now, and let's pull in cam 3, which is from off to the left side of the kit, or the right side if you're sitting at the kit. So we're gonna let's get out of transitions first. Okay, import media files, import cam 3, and here we have cam 3. So again, we have to pull it down into the timeline, and don't disturb the timeline that you have your cuts you're going to use. Pull it down to the third timeline. If you don't have one there, it'll create one. Let it go, and right click on it and mute it, because that camera has a mic as well. We don't want to use that. Alright, so let's go up and find where I sit down at the kit, and I'm about to strike the symbol. That looks like it right there. Oh no, I've already struck the symbol, so let's back it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's the strike. Okay, so cut this out. We don't need this. Get rid of that, and let's drag this over and come up here and shrink it so we can see it with the main video to make sure it actually is in sync. And at this point, I'm going to extend the timeline as much as I can so you can really fine tune. See how it slides back just 1, 2. So you can really fine tune it when you really expand that timeline. If you leave the timeline short, it's really touchy and it's hard to sync them. All so let's see if we can get this one in sync. Okay, we got a little ways to go here. Almost. Okay. Okay, that looks pretty close. I think one more might do it. Okay. Let's look at it and see. Okay. You can see they're in sync now. Okay, so we got 3 cameras. Shrink the timeline back to fill the screen. Now you can see everything. All right, let's add a little bit of third camera here. All right, let's add a section right here. Cut it, get rid of that piece, and let it run for as long as you want to use. Okay, let's run with that. Alright, slide it up and double click on it. You got to add that transition. Let's use a right to left. Let's do this one. Okay, double click and you'll see a little box up here right there. That means it's in there, and let's see what it looks like. That was pretty smooth. Okay, now we've got 3 cameras in the main timeline now that will appear in the video. You've seen going from main camera to one camera, then back to main camera. Now let's spice it up a little bit, and on this symbol mute right here, we're going to go from cam 1 to cam 2, and during the symbol mute we're going to go to cam 3. All right, let's get it rolling. All right, let's back it up just a little bit. Okay, now let's go back and highlight cam 3 because that's the one we want to work with. Now sometimes you'll accidentally not do that and you'll hit the scissors button and you'll cut one of these. Like I said, just come up to edit, hit undo, and it'll fix itself. No worries. So okay, highlight. Let's get rid of that piece we don't want in the front. Get rid of it. Now, we're in cam 2, and we're going to go to cam 3. Now at this point you can cut it and go back to cam 2, or you can just let it roll on out to here and it'll fade back into cam 1. But let's cut it here and we'll fade back to cam 2. Again, drag it down out of the way because you're going to leave this in your timeline. You can't overlap it, so you got to leave it on its own line. Double click on it and let's do a zoom out. Okay, so now we got 3 cameras working on this one scene. Here we go. Let's see what it looks like. Uh-oh. Oh, see what happened? The little box didn't appear there. That's why I always go back and look at everything. See, the box isn't there. I didn't click on it hard enough. We'll zoom out. Now the box is there. Okay, so it took that time. All right, let's watch it again. Should work this time. So basically, that's it. I mean, you do this for the rest of the video, and you've got a working cover. It's pretty straightforward. Once you're done with everything, I'm just going to get rid of that. Once you go through the whole video and add your clips where you want from all 3 cameras, you're ready to go and hit export and, export it, and you're good. You got a video to upload. So it's straightforward. It works for me. I love this software. I don't, if you haven't tried it, or if you're looking to get into a software to do covers with or use any kind of video with multiple cameras, I highly recommend Filmora. If you're using other software, it should be similar to this. I mean, you should be able to use the same principle to use multiple cameras. I'm not going to make go through the whole rest of the video because you've already seen what to do and you've got a good grasp now on how to add these cameras. So with that, we'll just call it a day. And if you have any questions, please feel free to drop me a line down below in the comment section. Chair's getting caught up on the curtain again. Yeah, drop me a message. If you have any questions on how to, or if there's something else you want to see using Filmora, drop me a line, let me know. Like I said earlier, I'm going to put a link to Filmora right down below in the description. If you want to, go check out their software. You can download it for free and you can use it for free. But I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the freeware will put a little watermark at the bottom of the video. If you're okay with that, at least you can try it and see if you like it. It's not very, I don't remember what I paid for. It's not very expensive if you do decide to go with the registered version to get rid of the watermark. But it's a lot of fun. That's how I put my covers together. I appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Like I said, drop me a comment or question below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. Keep having fun, and stay safe during this crazy coronavirus pandemic we have going on. I hope that all of you and your family remain safe. Take care. We'll see you next time. Bye now.